episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast. My wife has told me I need to talk more about the products that I use. So quickly, I'm going to talk about the Root Brands, Zero In, and Restore products that I use. And I use these on a daily basis to help me with my running. Zero In it's not just a performance from an athletic standpoint. It's a performance from a helping your body be energized properly and be ready for the tasks of the day. And so it does exactly what it does. It zeroes in on your focus and helps your brain and your nervous system. And then Restore does exactly what it says it restores. So it's for me, it's for after my runs. It's restoring my body and helping my cells like get repaired and come back to life. And I've been using these products for a couple years now on a daily basis. They're banned substance control group certified, vegan, gluten-free, all the good stuff. So I'm going to put the link in the show notes, but it's therootbrands.com/confidence through health to be able to get that. But what I want to talk about today is staying in the moment. And so let's get to the moment of this episode and the important piece of life to keep us from getting overly concerned, overly stressed, stuck in this analysis of paralysis or paralysis of analysis, part of life that's so easy to get to and fearful about what's going on in the future, fearful of missing out on opportunities, fearful that we're not doing what we need to do. And so we wind up doing nothing because we're not in the moment of, okay, what's the one thing right now that has to be done? Right? What do I need to do? What is it that is the most important thing right now? That's the moment. And when we do that, we're much more likely to be able to set ourselves up for success, where success is defined by yourself. And I did an episode recently on values. And so like your success is defined by your values that you set up, that you create, that you define. And so staying in the moment allows us to move towards those easier and it gets more done throughout the day. And sometimes more done meaning nothing because we're staying in the moment of I know I have all these things to do, but what I really need right now is rest and relaxation and restoration and like peace away from all those things. I need to retreat back to the things that bring me joy. I need to incorporate those and staying in the moment and not allowing myself to get focused on something in the future that I can't control right now. And we've all heard some form of phrase where we tend to worry about things so much that we put so many different scenarios in our head of what could happen. And like 70, 80%, 90% of the time, those things never play out that way. And so we worry about stuff that never actually comes to fruition because we're not staying in the moment. We're stressing ourselves out over something that usually never happens. I've got two teenagers. They're going through school. They're going through tests. They're going through tough classes and they're living that. Oh my gosh, if I'm going to have this happen and then this is going to happen and this is going to happen and then it's going to domino effect and da 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 da. And I'm like, but if you stay in the moment, all you got to do right now is go in your room and study. And the rebuttal is, oh, but I can't study because I've got this, I've got that, and it's not going to help because the test is going to be this way, and then it's going to be this, and then it's not going to be this, and it's just on and on and on and on, and it's spiraling over things that could or could not happen in the future. Instead of if I just do the thing right now that I know I need to do, the future will take care of itself. And so staying grounded in the moment right now is super important to ourselves, to our health, to our well-being, to our emotional health, to our mental health, because there's so many things. And there's so many things that are super easy to access, but there's so many things in our world right now that we could get involved in, that we could, and not even like be involved in, but just mentally think that we're involved in because they're happening in other countries or other parts of our country or within our friend groups, but it doesn't really affect us. And so, but we're putting ourselves there and we're taking up a lot of energy in an area that has nothing to do with us because we're not staying in the moment of what has to do with us. And when we do that, I'm not saying don't be there to support your friends, be there to support your friends, be there to be involved with things. But going back to the values, if it doesn't move your values forward, be cautious of how much time and energy you spend on it and how much it takes you out of the moment of what you need to get done. Because when you stay in the moment, then you can have things happen around you and they don't affect you. They happen around you. You can be aware of them, but they're not going to bring you down. They're not going to affect you. They're not going to slow you down. They're not going to distract you from the things that you have to get done. And so then you can stay focused on the things that you have to get done. And at the end of the day, you're able to look back and go, I had a great day. I got things done. I moved my joy forward and I have peace in my life. And at the end of the day, if we can do those things, guess what? You're going to sleep better. And if you sleep better, you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to you're going to have a better day because you're rested, you're recovered, your body's been able to repair itself overnight. You're able to, your immune system's be able to take care of things. So you're sick less. All these things start to domino. And it's all simple little bitty things from just staying in the moment. So that's the life lesson for this episode. Stay in the moment. Don't let the things outside distract you too much. Stay with what you need to do and make sure that you're following the values that you've put in place so that you can stay in the moment and direct yourself in the right place. So that's the life lesson for this episode. And hopefully you can stay in the moment as you go through the next week.